Let's look at the fact that LeBron James is supposedly this unbelievable player that makes everyone better. LeBron James, the guy with unbelievable basketball IQ, the guy that supposedly everyone loves, respects, and wants to play with. Oh, wait. We had multiple high-end free agents this offseason, and they all elected not to play with LeBron. I wonder why. Wouldn't they have gotten, better? Well, we can really check that, can't we? Over the years, there were multiple superstars that have joined LeBron James. We can bring up the likes of great players. In Miami, we had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. In Cleveland, we had players like Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. In Los Angeles, we have Anthony Davis. I'd say we have a good sample size, don't you think? Let's start with Miami. Dwayne Wade. Before LeBron got to the Heat, Dwayne already had an NBA title, and he was an absolute beast when he won it. His first NBA title was in 2006. His whole supporting cast consisted of an on-the-decline 33-year-old Shaq, averaging 20 points during the regular season in 30 minutes of play, White Chocolate 30-year-old Jason Williams, averaging 12 points a game, and a 30-year-old Antoine Walker, averaging 12 points per game. The other extra was Udonis Haslem, averaging a whole 9. That was the main squad for Dwayne Wade when he won a title over the Mavericks. 3 30-somethings and a 25-year-old Haslem. Oh, damn. I missed a very important guy. He had a superstar in Gary Payton. But you know something? Screw Payton. The guy was 37 years old at the time. That's all D. Wade needed in Miami to win a title pretty much on his own. In the finals series against the Mavs, Wade's stats were as follows: 35 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Don't even say he had Shaq to help him. Shaq averaged 13 points in that finals, guys. And Antoine Walker as well. No one over 14 points per game. Only Wade at 35 a game. Wade was able to win with that kind of a supporting cast and beat the Mavs with 2 players averaging over 20 points in Dirk and Terry, and 2 other players, Stackhouse and Howard, at 13 and 15 respectively. Dallas definitely had more firepower. Now back to the subject. Wade was joined by LeBron James and Bosh for the 2010-2011 season. Now James was going to a new team. His point average was down by 3 points from 29 to 26. I guess he was adjusting at a new location. His rebounds, though, increased from 7.3 to 7.5. His assists went down from 8.6 to 7, even though he had more great players to pass to. His steals stayed the same at 1.6, but blocks went down by half, from 1 block to 0.6 blocks. But let's compare what happened to the players that LeBron was supposed to, make better. Dwayne Wade's average went down from 26 to 25. His rebounds went up by 2, but his assists went down by 2. His steals went down as well. So we can clearly say LeBron didn't improve Wade at all. His stats actually went slightly down. Now let's look at Chris Bosh. His points per game average went down by 6 points. His rebounds went down by 2.5. His field goal percentage went down, his assists went down, and his blocks went down. That shows a very big decline in Chris Bosh's production. So LeBron didn't make him better, he made him worse. Mario Chalmers' stats went down. Mike Miller's stats went down as well. They're role players, but I figured if he didn't make the stars better, well, maybe the role players? But that didn't work either. Every single player on the Miami Heat got worse after LeBron joined them. Everyone from the ones that played any considerable role. Now let's look at the Cleveland Cavaliers stats. And here we have Kyrie Irving, the young version still growing, and an established and a great player at the time, Kevin Love. So after Love joined the Cavs with LeBron, his stats changed as follows. His points per game average took a nosedive by 10 points. His rebounds went down by 3. His assists went down by 2. His field goal percentage suffered as well, even though he had an unbelievable passer like James. You find him in open spots on the floor. Now let's take a look at Kyrie. Kyrie's point per game average went up by 1 point. But he also played increased minutes, so really nothing to do with LeBron. His rebounds went down, his assists went down, and his steals stayed the same. So again, a pattern of LeBron James actually making players worse, not better. But the other players were the only ones that suffered, as LeBron's stats stayed about the same as in years prior. Now let's get to Los Angeles real quick. We're looking at Anthony Davis. Here we can see that Anthony Davis points per game average stayed exactly the same at 26 points per game, but his rebounds declined by 3, 12 to 9. His assists went down as well. The following years, even though he was still in his 20s, all of his averages kept declining. But, as curious as it may be, LeBron James' stats, again, all stayed about the same. Very weird, isn't it? Looking at all of this, we can easily see that from all the media pushing that LeBron James makes players around him better, all of those players actually got worse. They always keep on sacrificing and losing for the benefit of who? Yes, the benefit of LeBron James, so he can keep his stats at a constant and get to his total records, because that's all that matters for the guy. Isn't he bragging about all totals right now? He knows now that late in his career, he will never even Michael Jordan in titles. He will not even his scoring averages and scoring titles as well. Michael achieved a lot more in his career in a much shorter period of time, as a matter of fact. Pippen had his best years with Mike. Steve Kerr had his best years with Mike. B.J. Armstrong had his best years with Mike. Horace Grant had his best years with Mike. Luke Longley had his best years with Mike. Guys, stats are all available and you can check all of this. Every single good player that played a valuable role on LeBron's teams had actually gotten worse. Yet every good player that played a valuable role on Mike's teams actually had their best years with him. Weird, isn't it? It's so apparent that playing with LeBron, everyone had to sacrifice and lower their production, except for one constant player, LeBron James. Looks like Michael was the one that actually really made players around him better. So media, fix this narrative and stop spreading a fake one. Guys, take a look at the 3 episodes of the series, The GOAT Dance, that I've made so far. 4th episode is coming soon. So here you see episode 1 and episode 2. Take a look at them. Very interesting. Rookie season, 2nd season for Michael, and 3rd season is available as well already.